I wanted to briefly take a walk through the next several weeks to give you a preview of what to expect week 1 through week 7. So week 1 in our class, like most classes, is an introduction. We'll ask questions like, what is culture? What is your culture? What experiences do you have with other cultures? We'll want to examine the culture that exists at your workplace and the culture of the groups of people that you interact with on a regular basis. We'll define some terms. We'll explore some of our experiences, some experiences that likely we share, and some that are definitely going to be unique to each of us. Week 2, we narrow it down. We go micro level, and we identify and we look at self, the concept of self, the idea of identity. Underneath us, what is there? I like to think of it like a painting or a picture. Think about the Mona Lisa. We can describe the colors, the texture, the shading, all of these things to describe the paint, the painting, the picture. But what about underneath all the paint? The canvas, the blank canvas. That's something that is shared by all of us. Underneath who we are, our experiences, our hopes, our desires, all of that, underneath all of that is a blank canvas. And that's week 2, where we'll examine what's underneath our culture. Week 3, we will start to zoom out a little bit, and we'll start putting things on that canvas. One of the first things that gets put on our canvas as we're growing up are biases. Bias often has a negative connotation, doesn't always have to be a negative term. It's the lens often through which we see the world. Where are threats? Where are rewards? Where is safety? Where are things that will benefit us? Where are things that will bring us trouble? Those things are programmed in our brains from birth. Some people say that that they live in the caveman part of our brain. Think back to caveman days when there was a rustling in the bushes, and in a split second, our ancestors had to decide, could that rustling in the bushes be a saber-toothed tiger? If it is a saber-toothed tiger, I wonder if it's a friendly one that wants to come and play, or is it one that's going to come and bite my head off? And in that fraction of a second, when there's the rustling in the bushes, our caveman ancestors, or at least the ones that survived, that passed their DNA down the line, they made quick decisions based on a little bit of information to run in the other direction, for example. So those biases have helped us survive as a species, but oftentimes as we experience life and we get to know people and we develop relationships and we travel and we learn more, we can discover that those biases aren't always accurate. And oftentimes we don't even realize we have them until we bump up against something that shows us that there's a different way to think. So that's week 3. In week 4 and week 5, we'll look at issues related to intercultural communication, how we can thrive in this global economy. We'll talk about inclusion, diversity within organizations. We'll take a look at some specific examples of where it went right and where it goes wrong. Week 6 is a presentation week. So in week 6, we will have group presentations, and there's more information about that in Canvas that you can find, or we'll talk about it in depth coming up. Week 3, there's a really small assignment related to the group project, so you can start in week 3 to see what that looks like. But week 6 is going to be when we give the presentations. And finally, week 7 is our wrap-up week, our summary week, our week to reflect on all the things that we've covered. So that's a little roadmap for this class. I look forward to going through each of those weeks with you Each one is unique and makes you think, and there's reading, video, discussion, activities built around each of those weeks. And I look forward to engaging in that information with you and learning alongside you. That's it for now. Thanks.